Count us down. All right. So, and we're live in three, two, one. All right. What's up, Blanks? You like going by Blanks or Phil? I don't know if it's the whole civilian thing now.
Yeah, you can just call me Blanks, man.
Blanks. All right. That's how I know you as. So
Yeah.
I brought out the special 1-4 shirt for today.
Oh yeah, I see.
So I had to represent.
My gear's at home, man.
Yeah. So how have you been? What have you been up to? I saw you obviously like how we ended up on this podcast. I saw you on ABC7. Catching a kid from a burning building, and I was just like, holy smokes, that's Blanks. Like I knew it right away. Like when I saw it, and then I was like, I knew that you were playing football too. I was just like, holy smokes, like it's like kind of like the perfect story. And the thing is, like, I wasn't surprised either. You know what I mean? Because you hear these stories in the Marine Corps all the time of like, oh, this ex-Marine saved somebody, he did this. And then it's just like, after serving with you, I was like, I wasn't surprised at all. Like,
I appreciate it.
And so like, that's, like you definitely represented the Marine Corps well with that. So I'd love to have you on our show. This is Mark Thompson. We both go to school with each other.
What's up, Mark?
Howdy.
So, Mark, you're actually going to be able to pull up the video for us, and we're going to watch it all through, so that way everybody could stay here live on our shows, and we have to click somewhere else. And then you could walk us through what was going on through your mind, what was happening, and then give us more information and background and everything.
Yes. All right. So I'll just pull this up real quick. All right. I'm gonna just mute the sound. All right.
So, as I was running up beforehand, I threw my things down because I was in the third-story building, third-story unit right next door to the fire, and I was at my friend's house getting ready for a workout, and there was a lot of commotion going on outside. And I thought there was a fight, so I look outside, and a few moments pass by, and people yell out, "There's a fire!" So I scrambled and grabbed my things, and I wasn't able to find my shoes, so I just hit the door barefoot, ran down 3 flights of steps, and when I got down to the bottom of the steps, I looked to my right, and I seen that the apartment was engulfed in flames. And at that point, I just was thinking automatically, like, who needs help? Like, what do I need to do? Where do I need to be at? Training just kicked in, honestly, instinct too. And I heard a lot of screaming going on, and there were people yelling to throw the kids down. And I ran across the street. When I get down from the bottom of the steps, I run across the street, the parking lot, to throw my things down by the dumpster. And that's when you see me run in and make the catch. And what was going through my mind was just laser focus. I was in the zone. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything but the balcony, and I was just put in the right place at the right time by God. And, Rachel Long, she's the ultimate hero. She's the #1 hero in the story because she saved her kids while in a fire, and that's tremendous to me. Her efforts, and rest in peace to her. And I'm going to do my best to make this a positive outcome.
Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty incredible.
It's definitely something that you don't see every day, and it's unfortunate that those kids, they lost their mother. And you said that you have reached out, a couple nonprofits are reaching out to you, and something about a scholarship to help these children as well. Want to give us a little bit more information on that?
So I went home this past weekend to Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I was honored by my city, by the mayor, board members, business owners, and they gave me a proclamation just for what happened. And also it was a secret, but they told me that I'm going to have scholarships in my name for all 3 of the area high schools that are in the Kalamazoo public school system. And it'll be a $7,000 scholarship to 3 seniors out of those schools. And the criteria will be who can come up with the most creative way to give back to the community, and just who's producing. Honestly, I want to see results, and I want to. But the thing with this scholarship though, and this competition, it's not really going to be a competition because I don't want the kids to feel like that they lost when they were giving back. So I want them to make sure that they know that they're actually getting something out of this, and that they can record this in the future, and it's just going to help them down the line. Even if they do not lose, they can go ahead and make that something bigger on the side, or just have another opportunity come out of that. So that's how I'm going to conduct that scholarship opportunity.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it seems like you're really trying to inspire people to actually do something positive.
Oh yeah, that's the way to live, man. To inspire the next generation below you.
No, you're absolutely correct. And do you have any like just time frame or anything of like when you want to see like people start submitting ideas to get the ball rolling, to make everybody's lives better? Because that's something that like here on our podcast, Deliberation Academy, like that's what we're all about. We're all about trying to like just make everybody's lives better by trying to pursue the truth, like whatever is true, and just trying to make everything better, any little way that we can. So
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again?
I guess like in terms of like when did you want to start like seeing children start communicating with them to be able to see like, is this a person that you want to like get behind?
So this year we don't have enough time given the circumstances and the time frame, because the graduation ceremonies are actually in about 2 weeks back in Kalamazoo, Michigan, for those high schools. And what we're going to do is just pick a pool of students who perform the best, who have the best character, just all around good students, and see what they did. We're gonna put it just like a meritorious board, man, basically. So
you're gonna make them march in there and everything.
Yeah.
Gonna be like, this is the Phillip Blanks. You gotta get in step,
But next year though, that's when we'll start the criteria, just because this one's on short notice. But we want to bless some kids just because of what they've been going through this year. It's been a rough year for a lot of people. So I'm hoping we can get that done.
Yeah, no, I believe it will happen. Hopefully we could help, in any way that we can with our platform. Maybe they could even, have conversation with potential, ideas going forward. Because like our channel again is just all about ideas and trying to improve things in any way that we can.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I guess in a grander kind of way, what do you think? Seeing something like what we just watched, which is like the heroic action, that's like something that you see in a movie or like a TV show. Like most people don't know a person who's done something like that. Like that's a really heroic thing to do. And I think there's something inside people that wants to do something like that, wants to do something heroic for other people. But it's not necessarily, always presented to you in such a clear way, right? So, what do you think people could be doing, to try and emulate this kind of thing just in their day-to-day life? Or, when do you see the opportunity, or, something along those lines? What's your take on that?
Not to brag, but everybody isn't going to jump in that position like I did, but everybody is a hero in their own way. Parents are heroes to their kids. There's a lot of guidelines to being a hero, and just somebody, an everyday person doing everyday daily activities. I think just being nice and being a good human and just showing respect to the person to your left and right, I think that's the foundation of that. So I think if we start to treat people better every day, we treat ourselves better every day, we can see a positive difference just based off of that.
Gotcha. No, that is true. I have a couple of pictures I was thinking about showing everybody from the Marine
man,
Corps.
don't embarrass me, bro.
I think I kind of had to. I don't know. I'm trying not to embarrass you too much, but let's, I just wanted to show everybody how, like the Blanks that I somewhat knew.
Man.
Obviously, I didn't know you here when you were,
Yeah,
this is a graduating boot camp, a fresh boot right here,
big boot.
So
I was
standing
big
tall,
boot right
looking
there,
good.
man.
Private or a PFC right there, PFC.
Yeah.
Got the one Firewatch ribbon. No, that's a yeah. All right, so here
I
comes
thought I
the
was
next.
hard.
With your Mickey D's ribbon.
You still are. You're still hard. You're still hard. I bet you could still get your 20 pull-ups. All right, this is this was actually during one of the pictures that I saw, which is funny because this is like all the guys that we're deployed with. Here's Blanks right here. You can see Plate just cheesing right there. I wonder if he's gonna watch that. And Lieutenant Colonel Bronzy's right here to the right. This is our battalion command.
I think I might have been hungry in that picture.
Probably, but I just want to like show everybody, like like Blanks, like he's always been a guy to like be very squared. Oh, I'm here, very squared away. Like his haircut was always good to go. Like his uniform, good to go.
Look at that lineup too.
He's got a little bit of stuff in his cargo pockets, but I guess
nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
So the Sergeant Hong back there, and
Sergeant Honk, yeah, he was actually one of the coolest guys, that I.
Oh yeah, that's my boy.
Everybody was really cool with him. So.
Oh yeah, that's my boy, man. We were kicking Cali after we got out.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh, that's right. He is out here at Cali.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here I'm gonna click to the next one. Here's Blanks over here doing his
thing. That was across the street from Horno in that training area.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was probably doing.
I was I remember that, man. I was like, catch me on an off guard pick. I was smiling.
Yeah, no, that's you had to put the sunglasses on and everything. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Here's the next one. I just thought this was interesting because like that formation was for like me picking up corporal, and I just wanted to show, like, I actually texted you this earlier, how like serious like this is. Like Staff Sergeant Castillo's face is just like nobody better be laughing. And
my guy Holler.
Yeah, Holler.
He was funny.
Yeah, no, he's my boy, Bosun, Bresitar, Coker, Hillam, yeah, and then what's it called? I thought this was super cool too, like the same profile pics, and like just how like respectful like everybody is in the Marine Corps. Like we have like a completely different tradition, and like these guys stopped their entire, grappling each other.
That gives me chills right there, bro. Like,
yeah, I thought it's really powerful. Like at the time, I didn't think anything of it, but I was just like, wow, like these guys, like, like we have a warrior culture in the Marine Corps and a very respectful culture, and like one of the things that we do is like, if any, like, look at this guy right here, his face, he's looking like, is anybody, just messing around, not walking, like not being respectful. He wants to yell at them. And that's something like as Marines, like we call out things that are wrong, so let's see what else I got for you. I think I only got like one more. This is the last one right here. I was like, yes, this was us at the Marine Corps ball.
Yeah, man, I remember that picture.
I was pretty drunk, but like,
yeah, I was toasted too.
Good times. Yeah, that's all. I just want to do a little quick flashback.
Send me those two pictures though, the formation in this one, man. I like those.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely send them over to you.
We look good in those blues though, man.
Yeah, we do. That's why I joined. Had a nice blues right there. So nothing to brag on the Army or the Navy, but just.
Can you still fit in them or what?
I don't know about that. I probably have to get a little bit size bigger, but don't call me back right now.
That's all good.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I guess like after just seeing that, like it was really good catching up with you and everything. I guess to go back, because I don't want to make this about us or anything. Like this is really about the kid that you saved and the mom, and I guess like what is something like that like made you act like that? Because like most people don't act like the way that you did to be able to save that person. Like you made sure you got this, and like I don't think you were on duty. Like you say, you didn't even have like your shoes. Like you just ran up and like did what had to be done. I don't know, can you give us a little bit, like, thought process, what was going on?
I'll be dead honest with you, man. Like, just the way I am, the way I think, like, I kind of look for and hope for situations like that, just so I can help, man. Like, I just want to get my hands into some action, bro, and just help and be a part of it. You know, that's why I joined the Corps. You know what I'm saying? Like, to go over in country and be with my brothers and sisters in battle. But like, it's just in me to want to be into stuff like that, man, honestly. But I'm not saying I'm not looking for people to die or get hurt. It's just, if that situation goes on, I want to be there to assist. You get what I'm saying? So I try to keep my mind right for those situations. I still PT almost every day I can, just in case I am in that situation. I'm not worried about myself. You know, I'm squared away physically to get the job done. So that's just my whole thought process. Is a lot of it relates to the Marine Corps, just instinct too, and yeah, man, I'm thankful that I was there at the right time, and given the circumstances that I'm on this platform now, I can't forget Rachel Long, who was the true hero.
Yes, I'm sure everybody will hopefully be able to remember her. I mean, we've got the scholarships going, like, it's, you know, something, or try to make her legacy last in some way, somehow. Like, I think that you're doing a great thing, you know.
Appreciate it, bro.
I really, I really appreciate you coming on this podcast. Is there anything else that you maybe wanted to get off of your chest, you know, or anything?
Right now, what I'm doing moving forward is I want to bring awareness to just topics that I think need to bring brought to the light. One issue that I have is how the number of suicides by veterans, man. The number is too high, and in my eyes, it just doesn't make sense why that number is so high when there's just a vast amount of veterans out here for support. You know, like, we need to take care of each other. Just because we're not wearing the uniform every day anymore, that doesn't mean that we're not brothers or sisters, you know. And like, we all have one thing in common. If we don't see eye to eye on one thing, like, we're still brothers and sisters in arms. So I think it's very important for veterans to seek help with other veterans, man, just so, like, you can get that connection going, and that'll help people who are in a depressed state. And also, on the medical side of that, I'm working with this nonprofit organization called Team Veteran Foundation, and what they are doing is they're trying to raise awareness and money to bring a wellness center to Arizona, because they treat people through hyperbaric chamber treatment instead of sending them to the VA to get pharmaceuticals. And the CEO of this foundation, he has lots of different Marines who have gone through this treatment, who were suicidal, and they're in the best shape of their life now, just based off of this treatment. So I feel like if we can get this word out and get this type of treatment out to veterans who are in this state of mind, and get them off of the pharmaceuticals, which are actually poisoning them, like, right, we can make a difference, you know. So I would really like to see that number get dropped lower, because doing push-ups isn't changing anything. And
that's true. That is true. That they're mentioning, like, what is it, that the 10 push-ups a day or 20 push-up challenge? 22, yeah, 22 push-up challenge for 22 veterans a day.
And it's just like,
yeah, it's not working. You are correct. And it's actually, it's a really big problem, because a lot of veterans I know, like, they do go through a lot of problems. Like, we go through problems. I got my own problems, you know, and nobody wants to actually go to the VA and get counseling and the help that they want. Or if they do go, they don't want to, like, fully let all their problems out, because they're scared that the VA is going to, like, maybe lock them up or do something. Right. You know, force them on some medication, take away their kids, take away their firearm, take away something, take away their liberty. That's really what they're scared of at the end of the day. Is
I can relate.
Their liberty. I know a lot of guys like this, you know, and so
they wouldn't let me leave the hospital one time.
Yeah. Yeah, you can
I
go ahead
just
and,
walked in for a checkup and they wouldn't let me leave.
Oh man.
And stuff like that is definitely alarming because, you know,
yeah, it
you
really
feel
is.
out
Like
of, you
it's,
feel out of control of
and
your own
here's
life.
the thing is, like, a pill can't like save everything. You know, like a pill, like you could go through a lot of depression, but like depression is like a pill could cure somewhat depression, like meaning that like you're going through a normal event in life and you're just not feeling happy. A pill could fix that, but a pill's not going to fix like some of the things that people experience in war.
Right.
Maybe it can, maybe it can't. There's a lot of like, you can argue it either way, you know.
I mean,
But like
in
something
my
else needs to
experience,
change. Yeah.
in my experience with antidepressants, and I was on a lot when I was in the Navy and for a time after the Navy, the pill is really just a stabilizing agent so that you are stable enough to do the work to try and improve the root cause of the problem.
And
right?
so you're
Like,
stable enough to come back and get it again.
exactly, right? You know, the antidepressants on their own are not going to save you. At least in my experience, you need to be stable enough to be able to put in the work to actually try and get better. And it takes a ton of work, like years and years of work. At least for me, that's what
it
it took.
takes attention too. It takes a lot of attention. And the thing with like the government bureaucracy of the VA is that you have people who are great workers working for the VA who will go the extra mile. And then you have those who won't go the extra mile because they're only there for a paycheck. And yes, they might even do good on their hours. But the thing is that the veteran community is so, like, there's so many problems right now that we need people to go above and beyond the call of duty. And you know, maybe it's reforming the VA system. Like this is something that everybody's already known, like that we need to change stuff. But like, it needs to be radical change. Like whatever we're doing, it's not working, or at least not working well enough. It's working, you know, okay, but we all know that it can get better. We just don't know how. So this is something, you know, like an open question, you know, like that I guess we could try to figure out, you know, down the road or something. But like, you know, it's a very big problem, and I'm glad that you brought it up, you know, Blanks.
Just like a hike, man. One step at a time, bro. We gotta take one step at a time, and like you say that like the VA, some of those workers that you feel aren't putting in that extra mile, but that's where we have to step in and watch each other six. You know, like just like a security operation. Just like if you're clearing rooms, like somebody's got to watch the six. So that's what we have to do. We have to translate all that combat jargon into real life, you know, and watch each other's back for real, because like it's real out here, and I just feel like veterans don't need to, they shouldn't be in a bad spot like that just because there's so many of us to support.
And some veterans have to carry more stuff in their pack, if you know what I mean, using the hiking analogy. Like some veterans got so much stuff in their pack, and then their platoon sergeant may have even punished them by putting a machine gun on their back as well, to carry all this extra weight. And you know, we also have a tradition in the Marine Corps, like if a guy's hurting like that, like pick up his weight if you can, you know, like, but also be a man and don't pick up his weight if you can't handle it, because you're going to make the whole team worse.
Right.
You know? So we need strong men to be able to take care of these problems. And it's really hard because, like, you know, it's not a problem. It's something that nobody really wants to take on, you know,
Well, I don't
it's scary. It's scary, you know.
It's not just a one-person effort either, is I think the important thing to note. It's a team effort at all times. You know, Sebastian Junger in his book, what's the name of that book? I cannot remember the name of the book off the top of my head, but Sebastian Junger is a war journalist. And one of the things he wrote about was veteran suicide and depression and rates of PTSD. And a lot of the things that you talked about was, you know, one of the indicators or sort of triggers that can push people into a deeper depression or struggling more with their PTSD is the strong juxtaposition between when you are in and you know, this is something that I miss. When you are in, you have this camaraderie and this brotherhood with everybody around you, and you feel like everyone around you has your back all the time. And then when you get out and you come back home, suddenly there's this vacuum of support, like this vacuum of relationships of trust and confidence. And I think that that vacuum creates a space for other negative things to fill up, right? It's easier to feel like you're alone when you don't have all of your brothers and sisters all around you at all times.
Yeah.
When you're in there and you eat together and you work together and you sleep together, and like you work out together, you do everything together. At least that was my experience.
Everything.
And that creates such an intense bond. Even if you hate each other's guts, you still have each other's back.
You love making fun of each other. That's one way of looking at it. You know what I mean?
And
I just feel like, hey.
Yeah. That needs to be part of the solution on the outside, is that, there are lots of veterans suffering from a lot of things. Suicide, depression, PTSD, homelessness, joblessness. There's a lot of issues. And just like you were saying, Blanks, it's not all on the VA to fix everything. We need to take care of us as a team, because that's what it is. Maybe the Navy is a little different, but the Marine Corps, I know they say, once a Marine, always a Marine. And I think that message, stands true when you're thinking about people needing help after they get out of, whatever branch of the service.
No, I definitely agree with you. And to piggyback off what you were saying, one feeling that I had when I got out, man, when I was doing, I got out and got certified in HVAC. So when I was doing that, man, I felt useless, like, to society. And I felt like I just wasn't in society serving a purpose anymore. And that was kind of putting me into a state of depression when I got out. And I know that's a feeling that a lot of veterans do have, is that they feel useless when they get out. And I picked up that career, and it just gave me back that sense of like I belong again, and just, I'm actually contributing to society. And that's when I jumped back into security. And that's when that quote I said, I feel like I'm on earth to protect people, is just, that's what I mean. I feel like doing security in the Marine Corps, man, it's not even a job. It's just a way of life. It's just what I do,
Right.
That's doing what you do. Couldn't have said it better, actually.
Also, another topic that I would like to bring awareness to, though, is what makes me sick is how sexual assaults get swept under the rug for women, and some of our brothers too, but mainly women, man. They go through it, and it's just terrible to me how you have higher ups preaching justice, judgment, dependability, blah blah blah, and you need to do the right thing, but if a woman gets sexually assaulted, then they're sweeping it under the rug. That just doesn't make sense to me, and that needs to get changed. I think everybody who has partaken in those activities in the past, they need to be brought to justice, because there's a lot of our female veterans out there, counterparts, that are living with trauma and shame and guilt, just because they couldn't get the justice that they deserved.
Yeah. And here the worst thing about that is justice or not, is that those women still have to live with that for the rest of their lives, whatever the men did, whether those men did it knowingly or unknowingly, because people do stuff unknowingly when they get drunk and stuff like that. And I'm not making excuses for anyone by any means. Doesn't take away the gravity of the situation, because it's a horrible thing that happens in our society. And I don't know how to fix it either, but it's like the first stop to fixing a problem is identifying that we have a problem, and that's like I think we all agree on that.
For sure. It's just, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to tackle that topic, but I'm going to bring awareness to it. And at least on a foundational level, what we could do is just bring more awareness to the active duty members, and get them in the right mindset that these are your sisters in arms, and that they have your back as well. And if you are feeling them in a sexual way or in any way like that, just talk to them in how you're supposed to talk to them. You don't need to conduct violence on them just because they're weaker, that you seem weaker, or I don't like that. It needs to be stopped.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly still a very alive issue. When I was in the Navy, we went through training, sexual assault training, bystander intervention training, all the time. I want to say once a week. It wasn't that often. It felt like it was that often. Sometimes it might have even been that often. But certainly, every quarter and probably at least once a month, and the problem persists. However, I do think that, providing training for things like that is important because, since I've had these like several years of training and learning how to identify a situation that may not be, in the best interest of both parties, I have actually encountered this in my life and been able to do something, right? So I think the training is important, but I think, maybe it doesn't go far enough because you can have all the training in the world, but these things still happen, as
Right.
awful as it is, sexual assault is something that has been in humanity since humanity came to exist. And I think to really tackle a problem of that depth, we'll need to do something pretty huge.
Harsher penalties, man. Like we could start writing letters to Congress, get the UCMJ changed. Just like if you're going to conduct in those type of activities, you're going to get maxed out, like straight up, And
Yeah.
we need to make it known that the penalties are going to be a lot more severe than what they are now.
Right. And not even, just in the service, but,
right.
Just everywhere, honestly.
No, yeah, for sure.
It's a huge problem, and I don't see it going anywhere unless we do some pretty large things. I also think that society as a whole is going to need to be more on the same page. Human trafficking is still one of the most profitable businesses in the world, and that's something that I think most people find absolutely deplorable. But yet it still happens. It still happens in America. Thorn is a nonprofit organization that is working to stop human trafficking. But, we need more than just a few good people working for a solution. We need to try and get everybody on board the solution, right? Everybody's got to get on the same page, I think, to really make a change against problems that are this huge, this old and this pervasive. Requires everybody to start, moving in the same direction, right?
Yes.
Offline, can you shoot me that information about that organization? I would love to know more about this.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Yeah, we'll for sure get you all that. For sure. I think like the problem really arises is that like obviously I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here that most people are, I would probably say 99% of society at least claims that they're against sexual assault and sexual harassment and all of that. The problem is like it still happens. I don't know how to explain why it still happens, and I don't know how to like really prevent it. It's really hard because it's like the only way of really preventing it, at least my natural like thing, what I would want to think of is it appears almost totalitarian, like taking away somebody's individual liberties in the process, and I think that it's important to maintain individual liberty while also, having, trying to fix these problems. And I think it really comes down to responsibility, because like we need to be responsible as people to speak up when we know we ought to speak up,
Right.
If you're at a bar and you see this guy's like crazy drunk or this girl's crazy drunk and this guy's trying to take advantage of her, which it happens all the time. I don't know how I feel about that, and these are just all questions that we need to have as a society. I'm not saying that it's a good thing or bad thing. There's no line that we could draw to be able to say like, hey, no, alcohol's bad. Like, we can't like cut things out. There's no like real rule, so it's all of these things have to be rethought.
Yeah. One of the interesting things that you brought up, before we started this call, Lucas, is, how do you tell your gunny that he's messed up, right? And to translate that to everybody else in the world, how do you tell your boss that they're messed up? How do you tell grandma that they're messed up? How do you tell, your congressman, or how do you tell the police officer that they're messed up? Like, how do you tell someone in a position of authority, or how do you tell your best friend who you trust and care for that they're messed up right now? And I think that it's important that you brought that up, because one of the things that I think stops people is fear of what's going to happen to them if they step in and do the right thing, right? Yeah. People fear repercussions for doing the right thing. And there is a way to handle it. For one thing, be brave, but there is also another thing, which you brought up, Lucas, which is tact.
You gotta be tactful. So many times I've gotten yelled at and be like, "Carry on, you were right, but you were wrong in your approach." I was like, "Oh my God."
Yep. And then that's the thing, is you can't go around duking out every single person you see who's doing something that you think is, headed down the wrong path, right? So how can we try and help people figure out how to approach these situations with tact? Approach situations of seeing something that's wrong, whether it be a friend, a person of authority, somebody who's close to you that you don't want to damage the relationship. How do we do this in a way that we can get people to diffuse these situations and redirect, the course of events into something healthier and happier for everyone, with, without it becoming, a huge, I guess, a fight or, something else, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that's part of it.
I think the left actually probably has this one correct, is that we need to have like an idea of a safe space. Like for instance, we're having a podcast and nobody else out on the outside, unless we get like some random hacker, can talk in on this podcast, and we're all entering this from the same position, meaning that like, I served with Blanks, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know where he is. I know that I had his back. I know that he has mine. And like, I still see that to this day, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so we have to like enter our conversations knowing, like, with the same belief that like, hey, I know if we disagree about the idea, has nothing to do with the person, because it's not logical to want to hurt Blanks or him to hurt me just for something that I said. Assuming that we're all trying to go after the same thing, which is to just make society better for everybody.
Right. And like we won't be able to save everybody, man. I hate to say it, but that's just reality. But I think as long as we inspire one person, say one person a day, man, that you're doing something, and you're changing somebody's life. And that's what it's about. It's changing lives. Like, we can't save the entire world, but as long as we're making steps up, and who knows, that one person would be able to change the world, just off of the positivity that we fed them, so that's how I try to look at it.
Correct. I agree. Change starts small. You can't change the world until you change yourself, and after you change yourself, then you could
you have to set the example. Definitely have to set. You can't lead from the back.
Yeah, you can't be telling people what to do when you got messed up, got scratches on your chevrons, Get your hands out of your pockets, Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, that's so funny.
Yeah, I think we're headed in a good direction, man. Just simply because there are people who are out there who are wanting to make the change, and that's what matters too, is just the want to. It's not everybody's bad, not everybody's evil. Like, this world isn't consumed in nothing but evil. Like, there are still good people out here. There's still a lot of positive things going on. We would really have to redirect the spectrum of showing that, like, we need more awareness and more spotlight on positivity than just negativity all the time. I think that's the problem, is it gets pushed out too much,
Right. I think there's a natural explanation for that, because like positive news, like you don't really react to it unless it's
You don't
positive
grab.
news for you. It's like, oh, it's my birthday, or the girl I really really liked, you know, she says she likes me back. Like those
It's
type
human
of
nature.
reactions. But when you get bad news, like it ruins your day. Like, you know what I mean? And it could be it could be like when you go to the grocery store and somebody took the last Reese's peanut butter cups and you really wanted Reese's peanut butter cups. Something petty like that. And us as humans, we get mad at those little tiny things. Somebody cuts you off in front of work. You see he's got a Trump sticker on him. Oh man, you might explode. Or, you know, you could play it in reverse as well. You know, it doesn't have to be a Trump sticker. It could be a Democrat sticker or whatever. Bernie sticker. You know.
It doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter. It's not about the sticker. It's not about it's not about the sticker. It's just all about like bad news. You know, people react to it differently. And and I think what's happening is like with the creation of social media, like bad news gets to us faster. And we communicate so fast that we actually can't keep up, nor can we process all of this bad news. Like, I don't even think that people, like, we can really identify the problems of society without taking, you know, a step back, because like it's all about Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Joe Biden. I don't think that the conversation that really needs to be had is about that at all. Like, we need a positive change that transcends all of whatever's happening is not working, obviously. You know, we all agree on that. So if it's not working, then something has to change. And we want that change to be for the better. Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic, speaking about changing that world, but man.
Yeah, well, we could talk about it on a whole nother podcast. If you
come back on. I'm down. Yeah, I'm down.
So, you know, it's something like one of the ideas, like I wanted to, you know, blast out this to everybody, have them to be able to respond to whatever your hashtag would be for this episode. And maybe people respond either via comments, like they got personal questions for you, or via video, they want to help you out in any way. Like, I want to put like a hashtag right here. You know, I don't know what the hashtag is yet. Maybe you could tell us. I don't know. You got us to tell us.
Oh, we can do. My fault. We could just keep it simple. Hashtag Phillip Blanks.
Hashtag Phillip Blanks. There you go.
You can follow me on Instagram at Phillip_Blanks. And the GoFundMe for the family is in my bio. I'm not asking to donate. Just sharing will satisfy me. Just sharing the link. And just tag Phillip Blanks. I'm on Twitter as well. It's the same as my Instagram. I'm on Facebook at Phil Blanks. And I'm at this point, man, I'm just gonna use this platform to spread positivity, even if it's just a simple good morning to somebody. You know, a simple smile. As long as I can make somebody's day in that way, I'm happy.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think, is there any last questions, Mark? I think that kind of wraps everything up for everything from me. This has been a great conversation, Blanks.
Oh yeah.
I was just gonna say, you know, it's really easy to see the evil in the world. So it's less easy to see the good. And maybe we, you know, if we all focus a little bit more on the good, you know, seeing things like what you're doing, Blanks, and recognizing that we can do that too. And everybody can do that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's too easy to focus on all the negative things. And that's too easy to be quick to anger. And, you know, generally the easy path is not necessarily the right path. So.
Right.
Sometimes the path is long and hard, but it's worth it. Kind of like earning that Eagle Globe and Anchor, huh, Blanks?
The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory, man. That's my favorite.
Yeah, there we go. Harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. All right, Blanks. Pleasure having you on for Deliberation Academy. Signing off.